are about to witness the most anticipated online event of this school year. Get ready as we are about to take this competition to a whole new level. 5 life-changing challenges, 16 aspiring Ateneans vying for 2 of the most coveted crowns. Ateneans, this is the Ateneo de Davao University Senior High School online flash of beauty, wit, and advocacy. You are watching Modelo Ateneo 2021. Modelo Ateneo 2021. Hold on to your excitement as we hype up the stage with our very own Liga ng mga Atenistang mananayaw in their production number.
I'm coming!
If you live it for the moment, don't stop, celebrate the feeling.
No!
Grow up, if you live it for the moment, don't stop, celebrate the ceilings. Grow up, when made for now, not tomorrow, made for now. Look around, when made for now, not tomorrow, made for now. Look around, when made for now.
Everybody move your body, everybody. Everybody move your body, everybody.
Made for now.
Everybody move your body, everybody. Everybody move your body, everybody.
You live it for the moment. Don't stop, gotta celebrate the feeling. Grow up, if you live it for the moment. Don't stop, celebrate those ceilings. Grow up.
Arriba la raza, estamos en la casa. Dale suelta en banda todo lo que te atrasa. Muévete eso rápido, rápido. Muévete eso rápido, rápido. Go, we don't stop, no te escapas. Yo soy volcán, pero tú eres lava. Seguimos liti, liti, prendidos. Vívelo y que mañana se acaba.
Right now, not tomorrow, made for now. Look around and made for now. Not tomorrow, made for now. Look around, when made for now. Not tomorrow, made for now.
Sube.
Look around, when made for now. Not tomorrow, made for now. Look around, when made for now.
Everybody move your body, everybody.
Made for now.
Everybody move your body, everybody.
Made for now.
Ponte mami, ponte mami, ponte mami.
Made for now.
Ponte mami, ponte mami.
Made for now. Not tomorrow, made for now.
Janet Jackson.
Look around.
For our first challenge, our Modelo Ateneo candidates should showcase their unique personalities and present their clusters with pride and honor. Who do you think will leave the first best impressions? Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome the Modelo Ateneo candidates in their production number.
Make it bounce. I don't wanna hurt you, but I'm about to work you. Watch your mouth drop real loud. I'm turning you up, I'm burning the clutch, full speed, both feet to the floor, feet to the floor. DJ running that back once more. Time to party, that's all I know. Grab somebody, tell them, baby, 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 let's go. Make it bounce. Shake it, break it, make it bounce. Shake it, break it, make it bounce. Make it bounce. Eggy, getting them tipsy, tipping them broads, hundreds and fifties, pulling them NASCAR black car, shitting on everyone, sipping whatever we feeling. Real good, hands to the ceiling, dancing, we dizzy, we spinning. All of our money, the nights never end, and we party till morning. Tomorrow we kick it. Make it bounce. Make it bounce. Shake it, break it, 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 make it bounce.
Vacant has 17 from 11 Mayor, proudly representing the cluster bearing the royal banner of violet, the Manresa cluster. Modelo Ateneo is a prominent event where candidates are given plenty of opportunities to execute their goals and express themselves. I, for one, am passionate about reaching out to students who are facing a financial crisis, especially in this pandemic. As a student like them, I could not stand to see their eyes speak of their dreams slowly crushed as they face against this monetary dilemma. Although I am already living in this advocacy, joining Modelo is a great platform that will not only open more doors for my advocacy, but also help me invest in education while inspiring others what it truly means to be an Atenean who has a heart for the community, especially to the needy.
Christian James Lorino, 17 from 11 Mayor, proudly representing the cluster of the Serpentine Scales, the Manresa cluster. Modelo Ateneo in all its prestige gathers all of the like-minded youths to select students with inspiring lives. I believe this will bring up a lot of windows of opportunity, motivating myself to impact the community as a whole. My premise behind joining this pageant stems from my ongoing desire to exemplify the spirit of what it truly is to be an Atenean. And I'm also here to put into limelight two of the most often overlooked and underplayed ordeal of declining food security within our nation, together with the rising cost of education in the wake of this pandemic. Hopefully, through a unified Ateneo, we can put an end to this problem. And I quote, "For where there is unity, there is always victory." Thank you.
A single stone can tip the scale. Magis Day, Ateneo! I am Hannah Nicole Vitana, 18 years old, and I stand for the youth's participation and involvement in the upcoming 2022 Philippine elections. The Ateneo de Davao University have enriched us in Ignatian core values that help hold us to be sui generis leaders. Leaders who work with and for the people. Leaders who put the common good first before any personal gain. Thus, it is essential that we choose leaders who embody the same principles. Back from the Lions Den, the Barcelona cluster!
You cannot discover new oceans unless you have the courage to lose sight of the shore. Magis Day, I am Jimmy C. Bernales, 17 years old, and I stand for the youth's participation in the upcoming 2022 Philippine elections. Ateneans, Ateneo de Davao have enriched us with Ignatian core values that have strengthened us as sui generis student leaders. Leaders who are called to lead, to advance, improve, and move forward. Thus, it is essential that we seek and choose leaders who will represent our ideals, our principles, and embody a strong value of doing what is best for the Commonwealth. Back from the Lion's Den, the Barcelona cluster.
I am a gladiator. Throughout history, gladiators have always been known to embody a mighty and strong character. In massive arenas, they take on the fiercest battles and relentlessly fight till the end. Today, I am proudly representing my cluster with the power and spirit that gladiators proudly possess, as I firmly advocate for a cause dear to my heart. It is my goal to raise awareness on bullying and to be the defender for the defenseless. I am a gladiator. I am your gladiator. This is Marian Inova Jody, Envigada of 12 Ventura from the Rome cluster.
I am a gladiator. For years, it is known that gladiators are powerful in nature. They fight the fiercest battles in the most massive arenas. Today, I am proudly representing my cluster with the might and strength that gladiators proudly have. As I advocate for a cause close to my heart, it is my goal to raise awareness on bullying and to be the defender for the defenseless. I am a gladiator. I am your gladiator. I am Hassan Chericanil of 11 Rodriguez from the Rome cluster.
Studying in an online setup made me adjust tremendously. We all know how stressful it was to barely survive the first semester of the school year. Nevertheless, I realized that I am rested to keep up with our education system. However, this pandemic had also allowed us to see how devastating our impaired brothers and sisters' current situation despite the solutions of the coronavirus. That is why I, Kim Kipper, a grade 11 student from the Section 9 and the female Modelo representative of the Salamanca cluster, wants to use this opportunity to become the voice of the voiceless, to be the ears of those who are hearing disabilities, and to be the eyes of the blind in the educational system. I am here to speak to you that we must be together, whether online or offline, to provide help and a hand in a tangible aid so that no student or community will be left behind in our society.
This time of pandemic, I realize how privileged I am to have my need to stay and support. Hence, I am now a student of Ateneo de Davao University Senior High School. However, upon looking at the bigger picture, this pandemic also opened the reality on how our country's education system leaves those who are privileged and leaves behind those who are in need. Though there are current solutions provided, those are not robust enough to risk our forgotten brothers and sisters in the system, namely those students with their special needs. That is why I, Mike Davao C. Torres, a grade 11 student from Section 9, the male Modelo representative of Salamanca cluster, standing here today to remind you that as we are holding hands together online, let us not forget those who are in education and in time of education that each child must attain, whatever the status of their abilities may be. Let us cut the stigma in need as much as we can, because education is not a privilege, but a right for every Filipino.
I came from an environment where they taught me to be sensitive enough of the things that I share, post, and read online. I'm a pioneer of using the digital platform for learning, and that fact alone has made me value my dreams of empowering people through my hashtag #MeLiterate advocacy campaign by educating people on the proper use of the media platform. This is why I'm not after for the crown, but the opportunity to represent each of you behind the screen who believes that proper education about media and information literacy can significantly impact our world. All the way from the Kingdom of Herds, I am Rian Viniz Galyasa Bermudo, 17 from Section Rayusetsu, representing Jerusalem Cluster. Fuego, Jerusalem!
digital native and the 21st century learner, I am fortunate to be media literate. That is why I would like to take this opportunity to tell my advocacy, #BeLiterate campaign, to everyone out there who's facing adversity amid the global crisis and bring them the sufficient knowledge they need for the new normal setting. Hello, my name is Jared C. Madrid, a grade 12 student from Section Geronimo, representing Jerusalem!
I have come to know the cruelties of the world that is fallen upon those who do not pass the beauty standards. Because I too have heard foul words for dreaming of being in this pageant. Because it wasn't fair skin with an hourglass figure. But I stand in this glorious moment to break every norm, embracing the ebony skin that reminds us of everything that's beautiful. Hair as black as the midnight sky, eyes as dark as blue as ocean. You'll never stop me from shining brighter than the sun. I stand here to be the face of the voiceless and the voice of the faceless. Good day to everyone. Rising from the darkest alleys is Leslie Pinales from grade 12 in joyous holiday. I proudly represent the Alpha Wolves from the cluster of Bana, Montserrat.
Just because I have thin arms doesn't mean I can't be strong. Or just because I have muscles doesn't mean I can't be weak. In a culture where masculinity is equated with physical power, some men will feel like they are failing at being a man. I came here for a reason, and that is to utilize the Modelo Ateneo as a platform to represent men who have been unheard victims of ridicule for not being manly enough. I came here for a reason, and that is to be the face of the voiceless and the voice of the faceless. Good day, everyone! Standing before you is Joaquin Enrique Rizon from grade 12 Brito with an outstanding howl. I represent the Alpha Wolves from the cluster Banat, Montserrat.
Fortes in fide, strong in faith. The school's motto has given me the reminder of what matters the most throughout this difficult time. Faith has driven me towards achieving my well-being. It has cleared my mind on discerning the approaches that can help me through, such as nurturing my physical health. Taking care of my body was vital for me because it made me feel centered in who I am. It has paved the way to find my balance, build resilience, and develop my well-being. This pandemic has challenged all of us, but as I stand here today with this strong faith, say that it is up to our will and drive to triumph, our true blue night strength emerges. I am Macy Manigas from 11 Miki, representing Pamplona.
Over the past year, this pandemic has affected and changed the lives of every single person on the planet. I refuse to let it change mine. Our physical health has never been more important, but let us not overlook the mental aspect of it as well. In an attempt to show how these two aspects of our lives go hand in hand, showcase how putting our premium on one's health is an investment for life. I'm Aaron Pinpin from Section 12 Columbia, representing the Pamplona cluster.
Fly through barriers and soar to new heights. Dream big, believe you can. Good day, everybody. I am Rian Encina, 17, representing the Paris cluster.
This online orientation may be extremely difficult for most of us, but it has led us to numerous possibilities. Whatever or whenever adversity strikes, we can manage and be resilient as ever. This makes us explore new things and hobbies, let alone the Paris cluster, who never fears adversity. Solitude never hinders our flight. We fear no plight. Good day, everyone. I am Miguel Salazar, 18 years old, representing the cluster Paris. Vive la Paris!
And there you have it. Who do you think will bring home the crowns? Show your support and cheer for your cluster modelos with the hashtag advocacies Modelo Ateneo 2021. But before we proceed with the remaining segments of this competition, here are the Modelo Ateneo general mechanics. will now witness one of the main highlights of the event, the advocacy video competition. For this challenge, each pair should prepare a 2-minute advocacy video that showcases an online program that is safe, feasible, and relevant. Let's all watch this.
A single stone can tip the scale.
Leaders hold power as they govern our nation. Their decisions influence us and the society we live in. Our lives are placed in their hands.
Hence, it is vital that we truly reflect on who we choose.
As Filipino citizens, we have a civic responsibility to take care of our fellow kababayans.
Being men and women with cura personalis will manifest into selflessness in action.
Embodying the value of matches can reflect a spirit of providing service to marginalized citizens that entails a search for truth and pursuit of justice.
And as sui generis student leaders of Ateneo de Davao University, we have a role to play.
To serve the lost,
the least,
and the last.
We, the Barcelona Cluster representatives,
urge to actively participate in the upcoming 2022 Philippine elections.
We embolden you to engage in discussion with our leaders and appoint in wisdom and justice.
Let us help build a nation governed by leaders with integrity and competence.
In the words of Dr. Jose Rizal,
ang kabataan ang pag-asa ng bayan.
Athenians, we youth are the hope of the future.
But we are also the hope of today.
We have the potential to ignite change.
Together, let us pursue a better Mindanao
and a better Philippines. Ad Majorem Dei Gloria.
Kadiliman. Nababalot tayo sa kadiliman ng kamangmangan. Ang kadilimang unti-unti tayong inuubos ng buhay. Ngunit nang walang malay.
Liwanag. Hinahangad natin ang liwanag ng kaalaman sa mundo ng karimlan. Subalit, iilan lamang ang binayaan ng ilaw na ang mga nasasulok ay ni minsan di man lang natikman ang tamis ng silaw. Bagaman patuloy na lumalago ang teknolohiya ay pinagkakait pa rin sa karamihan ang karapatan sa tamang impormasyon, lalong-lalo na sa mga IPs.
Dahil sa irresponsableng pagpapalaganap ng balita o chismis, ay lalong ipinagkakait sa kanila ang karapatan sa kaalaman.
Bilang kasapi ng Modelo Ateneo,
Mga tagapagtaguyod ng advokasiyang
edukasyon hinggil sa literasiya sa media at impormasyon sa pamamagitan ng pagboboluntaryo.
Hangarin naming matulungan ang ating mga kababayang manobo sa President Roxas, North Cotabato.
Sa pamamagitan ng pagpapadala sa kanila ng mga lecture videos tungkol sa pagsala ng mga impormasyong nakararating sa kanila bago ito paniwalaan.
Huwag nating ipagsarili ang ating mga kaalaman at hintaying maglaho ito.
Tayo ang may hawak ng ilaw at tayo ang may kapangyarihang magbigay liwanag sa isang mundong nababalot ng kadiliman.
Sindihan natin ang kandila ng iba upang makita ng bawat dulot sulok ng mundo ang ganda ng buhay na nakatago sa karimlan. Ako si Rian.
At ako si Jared.
Ang mga modelong atenista. Am I literate?
Me literate.
This is the start of something beautiful.
It has been one of the toughest and longest lockdowns in the world.
The quarantine measures have left 5 million Filipinos hungry. During this pandemic, the students aren't the only ones substantially affected and pressed to a sudden amendment.
Plenty of our parents and caregivers have had to go through great lengths to carry out their jobs, and some even face potential career penalties, cut off to the point of extreme poverty. As we move towards a new year filled with hope, we come to ask ourselves, what can we do to share hope with our brothers and sisters who are struggling? Fellow Ateneans, my name is Christian James Ryan.
And I am Lakin Harris, and this is our passion project, The Learning Seed.
This project aims to encourage Ateneans to sell seedlings to their local communities, bringing forth numerous positive outcomes, such as the creation of a reliable food source and a sustainable future for our planet, mutually benefiting all its stakeholders.
Our project does not stop there. The profit from this initiative shall then be put to use for our Mindanaoan brothers and sisters to provide assistance to their education.
To some, this may seem rather small, but if each Atenean will act on this cause, we can set big things in motion.
More so, we help to inspire people to lend a helping hand to those students who are struggling financially to pursue their education. A little help goes a long way, and no amount of kindness is ever wasted.
Ateneo, it is time to rebuild our hopes and aspirations.
Together, let us ignite every young heart to reach their dreams.
Where beauty is defined. Like, share, and retweet.
Crop, smoothen, and delete.
I need a new picture for my Insta.
What can I post for my My Day?
I don't think I can relate.
But I do know that we need an update on that new thing called Fleet.
2,734 friends on FB, friends whom I need to appease.
812 followers on IG, strangers whom I need to please.
But do they actually even care? Why do I have to think that they even dare to look at how skinny I am?
To ask if I always get a tan?
This is where we need to take a stand. For the people who got discriminated, violated, and countlessly taken for granted.
For the people that just needed some love, care, just wanted to be appreciated.
Smile. That's what they say. I have 4,000 friends in FB.
I have more than 1,000 followers on IG. Double tap, retweet, and say,
Hey, let's take a picture.
Gosh, I look fat.
Why do I look so thin? Why am I not comfortable enough in my own skin? People make comments and they call me out for my style.
They think it's okay to joke about my appearance because I simply just smile.
But little do they know that they're teasing and laughing is slowly killing what's left of our being.
Being beautiful is the courage to stray away from the norm, to stand up and express, to be crazy, be you in any shape or form.
Because at the end of the day, the only like that matters is from you. Stand up, speak up, and be brave.
Double tap, retweet, and save.
I am Joaquin Enrique Rizal.
And I am Leslie Canales. And together, this will be the advocacy we will pave. This is where beauty is defined.
I was small.
I was weak.
I was afraid of failure.
I may not get things right the first try, and I may be struggling at times.
But I know that being weak is just the first step in becoming strong.
I am proud of my capabilities and skills, but I am not yet satisfied.
It's what makes me happy.
It's how I express myself.
It's what gives me birth.
I let my passion and my love for what I do drive me to find success in all that I do.
Fitness has impacted my life in ways I could never have imagined.
It's something I never thought I'd see myself doing, but the moment I tried it, I knew it would change my life forever.
The moment I stepped on the dance floor, I knew that I was where I'm supposed to be.
The moment I lifted those weights, I felt as if I could carry the world on my shoulders. This is why we do what we do.
If we can do it,
So can you. We challenge you.
Do you know that there is an upcoming elections this 2022? No?
Well, now you do.
My name is Miguel Salazar.
My name is Syrian Intino, and we're going to talk about
Voting
voting
this
this
upcoming
upcoming elections.
We're all at the age of 18 where we can now vote, if not almost.
Now, why vote? Because it is our responsibility as Filipino citizens to choose our next leader.
We need to know what kind of leaders will lead this country in the future. Will they be the ones who will make this country a better place?
Will they listen to the voices of the poor, silenced, and oppressed?
Now, don't forget to register for the upcoming elections and remember,
Vote wisely and responsibly.
I was bullied for being too small, too feminine, and for having small hands.
I was bullied for my body ratio and face shape.
I was bullied for being fat.
I was bullied for being skinny.
I was bullied for being fat and sensitive.
I was bullied for being me.
1/3 of the world's youth has experienced bullying.
Students who have been bullied are more prone to depression, anxiety, and lower academic performance.
Schools with more incidents of bullying have higher dropout rates.
Bullying isn't an isolated case. It spares no victim.
And leaves lasting damage.
No student should be left in pain.
It all has to stop now.
With this, we gladiators aim to transport students to safe places away from all the crying and suffering.
Through weekly podcasts that they can tune in anytime and anywhere.
When they need to block out all the hate and pain the world is throwing their way.
Or need to be reminded that they are beautiful, loved, and accepted just the way they are.
Welcome to Rome's first ever podcast. We're glad that you're tuning in to our first episode. This is a safe space where you are loved, accepted, and empowered. This is everyone's safe haven.
I am confident.
I am loved.
I am empowered.
We are the gladiators, and we are glad to transform this world into everyone's safe haven.
your opinions using our hashtag advocacies Modelo Ateneo 2021. A true Modelo Ateneo must also embrace and embody the Filipino culture and traditions. One way to showcase the Filipino culture is by wearing. For this challenge, our aspiring candidates must show elegance and grace in their Filipiniana and Barong Tagalog attires. Ateneans, help me welcome the Modelo Ateneo candidates in their Filipiniana and Barong Tagalog together with Máscara.
Bota de Manila.
You got my heart and you had it the first day we met. One look at you and I knew this as good as it gets, yeah. I look in your eyes and I'm watching the sunset. I need this forever, baby, I need this forever. Cause I
lose myself around you, girl, you got some kind of way. There's just something about you, girl, that makes me wanna stay.
Cause
spend the rest of my life ride or die with you. That's just what you do.
There ain't nothing in this world, nothing in this world like a Filipino girl. There ain't nothing in this world, nothing in this world like a Filipino girl. There ain't nothing in this world like a Filipino girl. There ain't nothing in this world like a Filipino girl.
You got me all in my feelings, I'm feeling some kind of way. And now that you got me here, there's so much I want to say. Like, I love the way that you light up your room. I need you back like the sun need the moon. I see the future and baby it's you. I see the future and baby it's you. And I
lose myself around you, girl. You got some kind of way. That's just something about you, girl, that makes me wanna
stay here. I could spend the rest of my life ride or die with you. That's just what you do, girl.
There ain't nothing in this world, nothing in this world like a Filipino girl. There ain't nothing in this world, nothing in this world like a Filipino girl. There ain't nothing in this world like a Filipino girl. There ain't nothing in this world like a Filipino girl. You got me when I first saw ya. I was like, damn, I want ya. I couldn't stand, I'm falling into your bed and we stay till the morning. Can I be honest? Pagising sa umaga di walang alam, di mo ikaw ang tanging nasa isip o binibini, ikaw yung laging panaginip. Halika na baby, nasasabi ka ko lately. And if you find a Filipina and she find you better keep her, cause there ain't nothing like a Filipina girl.
Nothing in this world like a Filipino girl. There ain't nothing in this world, nothing in this world like a Filipino girl.
There ain't nothing in this world like a Filipino girl. There ain't nothing in this world like a Filipino girl. If you find a Filipina and she find you better keep her. There ain't nothing in this world, nothing in this world like a Filipina girl. There ain't Hey, Inday, pagdasad ko gamay, basing wala kakabantay ba? Pero di na akong igua sa imong pagkapaiter. Mula kaskolon, memorize pagyod ang tanang lyrics. Sa missing Filimon, mauning akong kanta. Para sa imoha, I'd go and travel halfway around the world. My morena girl, mauning akong awi. Di-di-di-di-di, papi-piri, want go forever. Cause I have someone just like her. My morena girl, my morena girl, my morena. I know di ko original bista, but whenever you say hey Joe, I feel like saying nahigugma ko nimo. Mamuang ang akong aping whenever my blue eyes see you. Muski upit ang kasing-kasing, wishing mauning akong kanta para sa imoha. I'd go and travel halfway around the world for my morena girl. Mauning akong awi, di-di-di-di-di, papipiri, puto ko forever, 'cause I have someone just like her. I can't love man ko Bisaya. Sumong kong traffic sa Mandaw ay ano lang makita ta. Mag-abot ta sa Fuente, magkinabot man o magtuslo buwan. Agdon di ka, mauning akong kanta para sa imoha. I'd go and travel halfway around the world for my morena girl. Mauning akong awi, di-di-di-di-di, papipiri, puto ko forever, 'cause I have someone just like her. We're summer in the world. Yes, I'm so lucky I got her. My morena girl, my morena girl, my morena, ooh, my morena girl, my morena girl, my morena. I love my morena girl.
Yeah. Apple here, listen to me. Baby, wag ka namang tumayo lang dyan. Alam mo naman ang kailangan ko ikaw. Ang katulad mo ay di na dapat pang pagkawalan. Tara na't magkita, yeah. Tayo na't magkita. Isang gwapong Pilipino, yeah. Gwapong Pilipino, yeah. Isang gwapong Pilipino. Gwapong Pilipino, yeah. Isang gwapong Pilipino. Wow, baby, tara na't magkita. Tama na sa chats at tawag. Tama na ang video ko sa social media. Nagkakaakit ba ang aking ngiti at ang mga mata? Ikaw din naman para kang anghel hulog ng langit. Wala kang katulad, baby. Asan ka ba? Sana dito ka lang sa aking tabi. Tapos ng halik, bibig sa bibig, balak na lasabin. Ang bibig na may kasama pang giling. Kabilugan na naman ng buwan. Buwan na naman nagkabilugan. Halika na't lumapit, hawakan ng akin. Baby, wag ka namang tumayo lang dyan. Alam mo naman ang kailangan ko ikaw. Ang katulad mo ay di na dapat pang pagkawalan. Tara na't magkita, yeah. Tayo na't magkita. Isang gwapong Pilipino, yeah. Gwapong Pilipino, yeah. Isang gwapong Pilipino. Gwapong Pilipino, yeah. Isang gwapong Pilipino. Andito ako sa tabi mo, hindi kita papabayaan. Tumawag ka lang kapag kailangan mo ng makakausap. Miss na kita at ang iyong ngiti. Yakap mo na para bang may kiliti. Ilong sa ilong, araw man o gabi. Sa labi mo ako'y nasasabik. Single tayong dalawa, ituloy na natin ang dapat. Pwede na tayong magsaya, wala naman sa ating mag-aawat. Alam mo bang game na game ako sa lahat. Tara na't ikutin ang alabaap. Tanging ikaw at ako ay sapat na. Kahit saan basta tayo'y maligaya. Baby, wag ka namang tumayo lang dyan. Alam mo naman ang kailangan ko ikaw. Ang katulad mo ay di na dapat pang pagkawalan. Tara na't magkita, yeah. Tayo na't magkita. Isang gwapong Pilipino, yeah. Gwapong Pilipino, yeah. Isang gwapong Pilipino. Gwapong Pilipino, yeah, isang gwapong Pilipino. Matagal kong hinanap ang isang lalaking sa akin magpapasaya. Hindi ba payagang maagaw ka sa'kin kahit sino pa ang mang-akit sa'yo, yeah. Siguro naman ayos lang sa'yo, wala kang kaagaw, sa'yo lang ako. Sa iyong tingin ako ay natunaw, halina't sumama sa akin at lasapin natin ang sarap na magkasama tayo bawat oras. Ang hawak mo ay kakaiba, tara na sumama at simulan na. Whoa, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Baby, wag ka namang tumayo lang dyan. Alam mo naman ang kailangan ko ikaw. Ang katulad mo ay di na dapat pang pagkawalan. Tara na't magkita, yeah. Tayo na't magkita. Isang gwapong Pilipino, yeah. Gwapong Pilipino, yeah. Isang gwapong Pilipino. Gwapong Pilipino, yeah. Isang gwapong Pilipino. Ay, nakita kong isang lalaki, di ko malimutan ang kaniyang imahe. Pati kaniyang tindig ay talagang nakakaakit. Grabe ang aking pag-sweat. Ako'y lapitan mo na at titigan at lasapin ang langit. Sana ikaw ay mapasakin na. Patunayan ko ang iyong halaga. Ika'y karapat-dapat. Baby, wag ka namang tumayo lang dyan. Alam mo naman ang kailangan ko ikaw. Katulad mo ay di na dapat pang pagkawalan. Tara na't magkita, yeah. Tayo na't magkita. Isang gwapong Pilipino, yeah. Gwapong Pilipino, yeah. Isang gwapong Pilipino. Gwapong Pilipino, yeah. Isang gwapong Pilipino. Gwapong Pilipino, yeah. Isang gwapong Pilipino. Gwapong Pilipino, yeah. Isang gwapong Pilipino.
Woo! It's another one. Yeah. Binata. Come on, listen. Minsan lang may magsabi sa akin ako'y pambihira. Reject kadalasan sa mga dalagang Pilipina. Kasi sabro lang ako, abay lalong hindi sikat. Pero tanghali pa ni sa'kin pag ako ang nagmahal. Kasi labo kong palitan, parang plaka kong paborito. Mula pa nung Arabs, dulo to sa'kin paraiso. Hanggang sa nagbinata, tapos nakilala ka. Nung ako'y napadaan at nagpahangin sa labas. Sa tuwa't naglalakad, at ako ay nabaga. May nalaglag pa nga sa kamay mo na mga libro. Pinulit mo iyong nagdadampot sabay tumingala. Dahil doon ay namula ko sa taglay mo na ganda. Oh, sensya na miss ko talaga sadya. Sabay ngiti mo sa'kin habang pala palayo. Pero muli tayo nagsusiguro katadhana ko na
A Modelo Ateneo is someone who can walk the talk and speak with sense and confidence. For this challenge, all aspiring candidates must be able to compose themselves and smartly ace each question as they face the question and answer portion with our panel of judges. Who do you think will win this year's Mr. and Miss Eloquent? Let's find out.
Good afternoon, Ateneo. Good afternoon, Senior High School. This afternoon will mark the last challenge for Modelo Ateneo 2021. This is the question and answer portion round. This challenge will test the wit and eloquence of our 16 candidates vying for the title Modelo Ateneo 2021. I know you're all excited, but before we continue with this portion, let me read the guidelines and criteria for this challenge. For the question and answer portion, this segment will be done through online. Each candidate will only answer one question per judge. Each candidate will be given 20 seconds to think and 60 seconds to answer. The question and answer portion top scorer will be awarded as Mr. and Miss Eloquent. The question and answer portion will constitute 30% of the total score. For the criteria for judging, wit and eloquence, 60%, confidence and body gesture, 20%, personality and originality and authenticity of answers, 20% for a total of 100%. Now, let us meet the people who will help us identify our Modelo Ateneo 2021, our panel of judges. Our first judge, she is a Communication Arts Festival 2016 4th Region-wide Inter-High School Speak Up Champion and Best Orator. She is our first female Modelo Ateneo 2017, 2019 Asia Pacific Arts Festival Champion, 2029 Marketing Wars, and 8th Marketing Apprentice Ambassadress for Region 11. Also, she is currently the president of Ateneo Sidlak Performing Arts Collective and Asia Pacific Arts Festival 2019 champion at Singapore. And she is currently a third year marketing student at Ateneo de Davao University. Help me welcome Miss Peya Pascual. Our second judge, he is a BS Chemical Engineering student at Ateneo de Davao University. He is also a Tourism Relations Officer at Human Resource Management Office, City Government of Davao, the Beauty Derm Mindanao Ambassador, and of course, the first ever Ginoong Davao 2019. Let us all welcome Mr. Kyle Emmanuel Gaite. Our third judge is an AB Mass Communication graduate at Ateneo de Davao University year 2016. Ateneo de Davao University Ambassadress of Communication for the Communication Major Alliance of Davao City 2016. Mutya ng Buhangin, third runner-up, and Mutya ng Davao finalist. Lakambini ng Hijo Resource Corporation 2019, and of course, a Media and Information Literacy teacher of Ateneo Senior High School 2017 to 2019. She was also the Office of Learner Activities Assistant Coordinator of Ateneo Senior High School way back year 2017, and the former Arts and Culture Coordinator of Ateneo de Davao Senior High School year 2018. Lastly, she is working with management of corporations such as Hijo Resources Corporation and Swiss Deli, Davao, Philippines. Let us all welcome Miss Rina Maria Artem and Ampolokyo. And there you have it, our panel of judges. But first, let me grab this opportunity to thank all our judges for lending your time with us right now. We are indeed grateful of your presence. Okay, are you ready? Candidates! Candidates, do you have clarifications before we start the real battle? Okay, if none, judges, any final message to our candidates?
I think that they just have to keep their minds focused, not be so nervous about it, and enjoy the process. It is going to be a good learning experience.
Okay, thank you, Thea. How about Kyle? Do you have your final message to our candidates?
Just speak from your heart, and as Thea said, just enjoy the process.
Okay, thank you, Kyle. How about Mamrina?
Hi everyone. Enjoy the journey and speak your mind. Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you so much, judges. Now let's begin the Q&A portion. So female number 1, Manresa, in 3, 2, 1, start.
Hi, good afternoon, Leah Kim. How are you doing this afternoon?
I'm good. Good afternoon.
So for your question, what is one lesson you've learned throughout this pandemic that you think our governing officials could apply as well? Again, what is one lesson you've learned throughout this pandemic that you think our governing officials could apply as well?
This pandemic has affected us in various of ways.
including like our education, and it has forced us into a sudden pest of amendment. And our government has also made some changes along the way. But as I have learned as a student of Ateneo de Davao University and as a sui generis leader, I learned that what we need the most today is patience and to listen. Especially in this pandemic when we are all frightened and we are all easily affected by what we see on social media. We need the government to listen to us more, to understand what we need, so that they would be able to help us in a way where they could address things more effectively. Thank you.
The next question is, do you think pageants like Modelo Ateneo are still relevant in this time of pandemic? Again, your question is, do you think pageants like Modelo Ateneo are still relevant in this time of pandemic?
As we all know, everyone who have seen pageants, they believe that pageants is just a competition for the looks. However, as I see it, I see a group of young women and handsome lads that fights for what they believe in. They know what our country needs and they care for the well-being of other people. And they fight for this. They put this to the table and they lend their voice for those who are silent. These people are not just here presenting for their looks. They are here presenting for what they believe is right and what they believe that should be addressed. They are not only someone who we can look up onto. They are someone who can be great leaders. Not just leaders, but also listeners. And I believe that what we really need today is someone who can lead us and navigate us into a better lifestyle, especially in this pandemic. Someone who is one of us, someone who can understand us. Thank you.
Hi, Leah Kim.
Hi, good afternoon.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good also.
That's
Okay,
nice to hear.
so my question is, how will you use your platform to raise awareness on mental health?
As someone who is not only a student of Ateneo de Davao University, but also as a sui generis leader, but rather as someone who is also experiencing this kind of struggle. I aim to help those who are like me through the use of social media. And doing this by reaching out to them and constantly checking up on them. I would message them if I could. It doesn't matter if I know them or not. I would still reach out to them because that is what makes me an Atenean, someone who embodies one of the 6 C's, which is compassion. And a great leader is someone who also possesses the qualities of empathy. Because someone who possesses this quality understand the need of this person, of the people whom he or she wants to help. And by understanding this, this is what makes us the best leaders this generation could ever ask for. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Leah Kim.
Thank you. Have a great day, judges and Sereni.
Female number 2, Barcelona. In 3, 2, 1, start.
Hi, Hannah. I'll be giving you your first question. So, what is one lesson you've learned throughout this pandemic that you think our governing officials could learn from as well? Again, what is one lesson you've learned throughout this pandemic that you think our governing officials could apply as well?
Thank you for that wonderful question. I believe that the government officials, can learn something about integrity, competence, and accountability. Because these are the lessons that I've learned during this pandemic. Of course, it's not a joke to enter such and transition into a blended or a online learning, and so I really have to adjust to the integrity that I'm not cheating, and the competence that I'm still doing my best, my magis, my excellence in everything that I do, and of course accountability, that if I make mistakes, I will be able to be responsible for my actions, and that I will be accountable for it. I will do the things that I need to do, and I hope and I pray that I will be who I will be in the future if I will do these things. Thank you.
So, hi Hannah. Your second question is: do you think pageants like Modelo Ateneo are still relevant in this time of pandemic? Again, do you think pageants like Modelo Ateneo are still relevant in this time?
Thank you for that wonderful question. Yes, of course, I do believe that pageants such as Modelo Ateneo is still relevant, especially now that we are experiencing such pandemic. I believe that one of the things that Filipinos need is confidence and really inspiration. I believe that pageants such as this will help guide the Filipinos to transition into like normalcy, and that it will inspire Filipinos to be such voices, to amplify their voices to those who cannot hear them, and to those who do not have the voice or do not have the opportunity to raise their voice. Pageants such as Modelo Ateneo will also inspire people to be an Atenean, to integrate our Atenean core values, and maybe they will look at the screen, they will see me, and they will say that this person has magis, this person is a sui generis leader. And that's my inspiration, and that's my prayer that all of my Modelo Ateneo candidates will do the same. Thank you.
Hi, Hannah.
Hi.
Hi. My question for you is, how will you use your platform to raise awareness on mental health?
Thank you for that wonderful question. I believe that I can be an ambassadress for mental health, not just by amplifying the voices of those who are dealing with such trauma and such circumstance, but also using my voice um, to use my advocacy to create and inspire people to gather more funds for the psychology department, for making of psychologists, for the making of psychiatrists, for funding mental hospitals that will help cure people of mental health disorders. And I believe that in my platform, using my voice, I can do that using social media, or maybe getting in touch with the local government official that can help me achieve my goal to become a social justice warrior and to become one of the mental health advocates. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Hannah. You did a great job.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay. Female Modelo 3, Rome. In 3, 2, 1, start.
Hi, Marian. I'll be giving you your first question. So, what is one lesson you've learned throughout this pandemic that you think our governing officials could apply as well? Again, what is one lesson you've learned throughout this pandemic that you think our governing officials could apply as well?
This pandemic taught me to be compassionate towards others. Now that we are facing through a very tough situation, I've learned to ask others, to compassionately understand others' situation, especially in my academics, since not everyone is given the right and given the resources. So this compassion is should be is a should be learned by our government, because they should be compassionate enough to understand and to listen and be kind enough to hear the concerns of others, and to not just actually hear them but actually do something about them. Thank you.
So your next question is, do you think pageants like Modelo Ateneo are still relevant in this time of pandemic? Again, your question is, do you think pageants like Modelo Ateneo are still relevant in this time of pandemic?
This pageant, like Modelo Ateneo, is a holistic beauty pageant. It's a beauty pageant like that is empowering the beauty of others from inside and outside. And I believe that this beauty pageant does not only showcase the beauty, the wit of the candidates, it shows the confidence of the candidates no matter what the situation is. And it shows how they are competent enough and how committed they are in achieving a certain goal. Thank you.
Hi, Maria. Your question is,
Hello.
hi, how will you use your platform to raise awareness on mental health?
Personally, my advocacy is about bullying. I sit here in front of you, not just for my cluster, but for the whole Ateneo community. My advocacy is about bullying, and my platform as an Atenean is to, and as a modelo, is to showcase and to show others that I am committed enough with my advocacy and that to show compassion towards others, to listen to them, so that and to ask them if they are all right. Because as a modelo, it is being an ambassadress towards for the people and to listen to the people and to their concerns, to their everything they want to say. And that is for me the first thing a modelo should learn. And I believe is that is the first step in opening up and for our mental health. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Marian. You did a great job. Okay.
Thank you so much, Sir Rani.
Female number 4, Salamanca. In 3, 2, 1, start.
Hi Kim, I'll be giving you your first question.
Hello.
So what is one lesson you've learned throughout this pandemic that you think our governing officials could learn from as well? Again, what is one lesson you've learned throughout this pandemic that you think our governing officials could learn from as well?
Okay, so one lesson that I have learned during this pandemic is to have proper communication. And having proper communication is not only by being able to express yourself, but it's also the ability to listen to the people. And that is why I think our governing officials should also take this into consideration, listening to the people, listening to what they need, and it will truly help us because in the end, it is for the betterment of our country. And that is why I think we should have proper communication with one another. That is all. Thank you.
So your second question is, do you think pageants like Modelo Ateneo are still relevant in this time of pandemic? Again, do you think pageants like Modelo Ateneo are still relevant in this time of pandemic?
I believe that pageants like these are really relevant because being a Modelo Ateneo is not only a title, but it is also a responsibility. And I believe that it is my duty to speak up for those who are oppressed. And for our advocacy, we are focusing on the special education during distance learning. As we all know, the special education has a whole lot of range of disabilities, from blindness to deaf and mute, to autism and even learning disabilities. And that is why it is our role to promote equity and accessibility so that all of us could have equal access to education. Because I believe that education is the most important tool that you could use to navigate through life. And that is why I think pageantries are very important because they speak up for those who are oppressed. That is all. Thank you.
Hi, Kim.
Afternoon.
Hi. Your question is, how will you use your platform to raise awareness on mental health?
I believe that with this platform, I could use it to educate people and to also empathize with them. Because as a learner, I have no right to say what is truly mental health and how you should take care of yourself. But as a learner, I am here for you. You can talk to me and even though we are in this distance learning, We could also use social media platforms to educate one another and to be able to communicate with one another. And that is why I think that this platform is very useful because you will be able to touch each other's heart. And it's not just only for your benefit, but for the benefit of everybody. That is all. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Kim. You did a great job today.
Thank you so much, sir.
Female Modelo
Yes
6,
po.
Montserrat, in 3, 2, 1, start.
Hi, Rian. I'll be giving you your first question. So, what is one lesson you've learned throughout this pandemic that you think our governing officials could learn from as well? Again, what is one lesson you've learned throughout this pandemic that you think our governing officials could learn from as well?
For me, experience is our best teacher. We all live in this time of pandemic. I believe that we have different realizations and experiences in life. I believe that every one of us suffered, struggled, and was being tested by this pandemic. For me, the major lesson that I learned is being grateful of the things that I have despite this time of crisis. And if our government officials would learn how to be grateful, I think that they could lead us into a better platform. And I stand here to speak in behalf of everybody who experienced a downfall because of this things, because God is with us. And student, I would incorporate conscience and the magic of our community. And that's my answer. Thank you.
So the second question is, do you think pageants like Modelo Ateneo are still relevant in this time of pandemic? Again, do you think pageants like Modelo Ateneo are still relevant in this time of pandemic?
The pandemic has given us struggles and new experiences. As we all know, pageants are not just mere events. As a contender of this Modelo Ateneo, I believe that pageant stands as a light and a flame in this time of pandemic, a light wherein we give hope to those who loses their way in fighting for their lives during this time, a light in this time of darkness, a flame that burns our compassion and dedication to strive hard to live and bring back the normal lives that we had before. I'm also here to promote my advocacy regarding the media and information literacy to people, especially to those indigenous people who doesn't have proper access to it. And I believe that if we support pageants and would unite as a global community, we could achieve a better place, a better home, and a better community to live in. And that, for me, is the essence of the beauty pageants nowadays. That will be all. Thank you.
Hi, Rian. Your last question is, how will
Hello,
you
Miss.
hi, how will you use your platform to raise awareness on mental health?
Actually, my platform and my advocacy is the education for all. We believe that every individual needs education. And what inspired me the most in doing this kind of advocacy is the chance for everyone to have an education, because I believe that everyone deserves a chance in our information literacy in the platform of mental this in a way that I can use media in spreading such information about how to handle stress, about how to provide such solutions regarding the mental health, because I believe that if we will use our hands in raising awareness regarding the mental health, and if I can help to this kind of platform, I believe that we could have a better place and we could have achieve a better community to live in, and we could wear the smiles in our faces, especially in this time of pandemic. And that's my answer. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Rian. So, female number 6, Montserrat, in 3, 2, 1, start.
Hi, Leslie. I'll be giving you your first question. So, what is one lesson you've learned throughout this pandemic that you think our governing officials could learn from as well? Again, what is one lesson you've learned throughout this pandemic that you think our governing officials could learn from as well?
So I believe that
we should be competent. Through this pandemic, what I have learned is to be competent, especially that our country is in the current state which we are in the pandemic and we are facing virus. And I believe that we should be competent in handling the situation right now because it was seen during the first recording of the virus in the Philippines, there was a failure to immediately call for banning of flights. And with this, we should learn from this that we should be competent and also to ourselves. We should be competent enough to follow the laws and systems laid down for us to follow. And if there are changes, we should also be competent enough to be able to handle those changes. Because I believe that without competence, we will never be able to get out of the rut that we are stuck right now. That's all. Thank you.
Next question is, do you think pageants like Modelo Ateneo are still relevant in this time of pandemic? Again, do you think pageants like Modelo Ateneo are still relevant in this time of pandemic?
Thank you for your question. During this pandemic, I believe that pageants like Modelo is still relevant because pageants like Modelo gives us young women and a platform where we can be a voice and influence to many. And I would use this rare opportunity to radiate with singular intent to everyone I personally met and to all that I connect in social media, the advocacy on body positivity, because that is my social, that is my advocacy because I have come to know the cruelties of the world that is fallen upon those who do not pass the beauty standards of the society. And right now, I am in front of you and I am being heard. I will use this platform to spread that everyone should see his or her body as God's beautiful creation. And such, whatever form or shape that body might be, color or size you will see, whoever has it now or before, no one should be ashamed, nor should ashame anyone, because we fortunately have one God's perfect masterpiece. That's all. Thank you.
Hi, Leslie. Your question is, how will you use your platform to raise awareness on mental health?
Thank you for your question. I will use my platform, and if I were to become a modelo, I will use this platform to promote my because this pandemic, I surmised the need for a face-to-face instruction within the four walls interaction and direct hands-on to learning apparatus type of learning opportunities to hone our skills and that are vital now in senior high school. But because of the pandemic, we are not able to do this. And many students like me are suffering from mental health. And it is something that we can't do right now. But I believe that, however, in my mind and heart, that no matter how dim our journey in learning is in these hard times, there is still silver lining in the edge. We're promoting and using together the information, technology, and internet coupled with mental positivity to 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 share awareness regarding the mental health. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Leslie. You did a great job today. Female Modelo 7, Pamplona. 3, 2, 1, start.
Hi, Macy. I'll be giving you your first question. So, what is one lesson you've learned throughout this pandemic that you think our governing officials could learn from as well? Again, what is one lesson you've learned throughout this pandemic that you think our governing officials could learn from as well?
One lesson that I've learned throughout this pandemic is to be intentional with how we spend our time and into what we do. And I think that is very salient and vital for the government officials to do as well, because it would enable them to thoroughly assess and depict tangible solutions in response to the pandemic that we are in. It would also enable them to be more discerning and competent with the approaches and the help and the programs that they give out to the people, so that we are able to rise as one and make the morale of the community stay up and high. Thank you.
So for the second question, do you think pageants like Modelo Ateneo are still relevant in this time of pandemic? Again, do you think pageants like Modelo Ateneo are still relevant in this time of pandemic?
Yes, I think pageants are still relevant in this time of pandemic because the true essence of pageants is what the candidates represent. It gives us the platform to amplify our voice and to raise awareness on certain causes that we are passionate about, such as our advocacy, signifying the physical health so that we are able to remain steadfast and strong throughout this pandemic. Ultimately, I believe that this is more than just winning a competition, but it's also about winning people's hearts. Thank you.
Hi, Macy. Your question is, how will you use your platform to raise awareness on mental health?
As a candidate, as a representative of Pamplona and as an aspiring candidate for Modelo, I know that in using my platform, it's more than just adhering to my self values and principles. It's also about establishing a common ground for the people where I'm able to uplift and empower others through it. And I think in response to mental health, I would encourage the people that a simple conversation goes a long way, that we should always be there for our friends because it enables us to be nurturing and to eliminate go the stigma around mental health. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Macy.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Bob
Okay.
Judges.
Email Modelo 8, Paris. In 3, 2, 1, start.
Hi, Rian. I'll be giving you your first question. So, what is one lesson you've learned throughout this pandemic that you think our governing officials could learn from as well? Again, what is one lesson you've learned throughout this pandemic that you think our governing officials could learn from as well?
So, good afternoon once again, judges, sir. One lesson I learned from this pandemic is simply to be there for others. And I believe that our governing body can use this, especially in this time of struggle. And when we are there for someone, we are uplifting them, and I believe that's an aspect a Modelo Ateneo 2021 should have. Thank you.
Your next question is, do you think pageants like Modelo Ateneo are still relevant in this time of pandemic? Again, your question is, do you think pageants like Modelo Ateneo are still relevant in this time of pandemic?
Thank you po for your question, sir. Yes, I do believe that pageants like Modelo Ateneo 2021 is very relevant amidst this pandemic because I believe that pageants are a form of celebration, of celebrating not only beauty but the brains and the qualities that an Atenean beholds. Thank you.
Hi, Rian. Your question is, will you use your platform to raise awareness on mental health?
So thank you again for that question. So when we are students of online classes, we are already provided with a platform called social media. Every day we are using it, and later in times it is becoming a necessity. So we all know that everybody is struggling in these times, and mental health awareness is very, very relevant. So to spread awareness of this issue, we can inspire others to be there for others as well. We should always inform everybody that you should not be ashamed of how you feel because this is a hard time for everyone. And I believe that we should all be together for each other. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rian. Okay, you did a great job this afternoon.
Thank you and good afternoon.
Thank you. Okay. So, Mail Modelo 1, Manresa in 3, 2, 1, start.
Hi, Christian. I'll be giving you your first question. So, as the next Modelo Ateneo, how can you incorporate this year's theme of Together Online in promoting mental health among your fellow students? Again, as the next Modelo Ateneo, how can you incorporate this year's theme of Together Online in promoting mental health among your fellow students?
Mental health has often been a prejudiced topic when it comes to much more older generations, especially by our moms, by our teachers, by our lolas. And this has become somewhat of a stigma to our concurrent generation, and it has been very problematic. They tend to over sensationalize the concept of mental illness as being some kind of over dramatization, and that is simply wrong. Mental health is something very serious, and it is something that is deserving of such seriousness. And by this, we should use our own uniqueness, our individualities, to unite for one cause. And that one cause is to voice out our concern as concurrent youths of this generation, to voice out our concerns that we will not stand for this kind of prejudice, that we want to change the mindset and the norms of the older generations. Thank you.
So your next question is, as Modelo Ateneo, what can you contribute to Ateneo, especially in this time of pandemic? Again, as Modelo Ateneo, what can you contribute to Ateneo, especially in this time of pandemic?
So basically, the question being boiled down is asking the question, what kind of edge do you have against your competitors? And that is often a question that has been long been a norm in certain pageants. And I would beg to differ as to what edge do I have against my competitors. But this isn't the question that is to be asked in this pageant. It is who can uphold the six Ateneo core values at its best. Because in this pageant, it's not a question of how different can you do from your opponents, but a question of who can uphold these values the best in this concurrent time. And that, I think, is what I can contribute to the community as whole, being a representative, a modelo, and an inspiration to uphold the six core Ateneo values. Thank you.
Hi, Christian.
Hello, Pa.
Hi, my question is, what's the first thing you would do once everything is back to normal or once the pandemic is over?
It is often a cliche answer for certain candidates to say that once the pandemic is over, you're supposed to say that you're going to help rebuild the nation as a whole, economically, financially, and everything that comes with it. But what you should do first, what everybody should do first after the pandemic has settled, is to take care of their mentality. Every single person has had to abstain from going out with friends, and continually caring for their mental health. They have been forced into an amendment to stay in their homes, and that has taken a toll on their mentality through their mental health. So what I would do first, and what everybody should do first, is to go outside, meet friends, do whatever you want, as long as your mentality is safe, and as long as your mentality has been served. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Christian. You did a great job today. Okay. Modelo 2, Barcelona in 3, 2, 1, start.
Hi, Jimmy. I'll be giving you your first question. As the next Modelo Ateneo, how can you incorporate this year's theme of Together Online in promoting mental health among your fellow students? Again, as the next Modelo Ateneo, how can you incorporate this year's theme of Together Online in promoting mental health among your fellow students?
I believe that we could promote the theme through our activities and holding seminars, awareness programs to enlighten people, to instill in their minds to keep the fighting spirit alive in the darkest of times, this is a collective effort. So I know that our willingness and togetherness will put us into a cause. After all, there is a rainbow after the rain. Thank you so much.
For your next question, as Modelo Ateneo, what can you contribute to Ateneo during this challenging time? Again, as Modelo Ateneo, what can you contribute to Ateneo during this challenging time?
Being an Ateneo Modelo upholds a great responsibility to be an empowered face for the Atenean community. And I believe that to be the next face, I should be a driven, dedicated, and confident Atenean who turns his passion into vision, and one who would keep and would raise a platform in keeping and strengthening the fighting spirit alive in the darkness of times. And I want to share this aspect to my fellow Athenians. I could become the stone that they could run to and that could stand for them. Thank you so much.
Hi, Jimmy. Your question is, what's the first thing you would do once everything is back to normal or once the pandemic is over?
I believe that the first thing I would do once the pandemic ends is to carry out my promises as an Ateneo Modelo to strengthen the values that I uphold. And I want to bring this aspect, I want to bring my advocacy to enlighten people, to promote resiliency in the face of adversity, not just by saying it, but by doing it, we can make a difference. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Jimmy. You did a great job.
Thank you din po. Thank you, judges.
Thank you. Male 3, row in 3, 2, 1, start.
Hi, I'll be giving you your first question. As the next Modelo Ateneo, how can you incorporate this year's theme of Together Online in promoting mental health among your fellow students? Again, as the next Modelo Ateneo, how can you incorporate this year's theme of Together Online in promoting mental health among your fellow students?
As a student, to be the future Modelo of this, especially this school year when it comes to online class and everyone is not face to face, a lot of activities can be done online, like games or maybe trivia games like Scribble.io, which everyone actually loves to do because it incorporates how we can, as a person, express ourselves through actions done at home that others can actually feel through. And we can also express ourselves by asking how people are and maybe practicing kura personalis for caring for each other and being sensitive towards how they feel every single day, especially to students that are having problems at school, works, or some things at home. Thank you.
For your second question, as Modelo Ateneo, what can you contribute to Ateneo during this challenging time? Again, as Modelo Ateneo, what can you contribute to Ateneo during this challenging time?
As a Modelo, the thing that I could contribute right now to Ateneo would be being a voice to speak up for others, especially those who are affected by a lot of problems recently. Like in school, we experience a lot of bullying all around, especially nowadays that we experience cyberbullying through online classes. And now we could really set a right example for being a student, especially even though we don't get to be with each other, but we can be together through how we can be committed and be competent with the things that we need in life, like the moral support of friendship and happiness towards each other. Thank you.
Hi, Hassan. My question for you is, What is the first thing you would do once everything is back to normal or once the pandemic is over?
After the pandemic, I I could speak to this to for many people, but I think we would really like to meet up with all our friends and family all across because of how we were distant from them throughout a whole year of being quarantined, and the way to we can reconnect with them by being together is the best way to appreciate each other. And that's how we can say that even through the pandemic we got through it all, and we cared for each other even though we were not together. And that's how we can thank God in having a safe time even during the pandemic. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Hassan. You did a great job.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Male for Salamanca in three, two, one, start.
Hi, Mike. I'll be giving you your first question. As the next Modelo Ateneo, how can you incorporate this year's theme of Together Online in promoting mental health among your fellow students? Again, as the next Modelo Ateneo, how can you incorporate this year's theme of Together Online in promoting mental health among your fellow students?
Thank you for that wonderful question. Right now, we're under pandemic, so you all know that social media platforms is one of the strongest things that we could ever spread awareness. And through social media, you can spread awareness by sharing posts, advocating other people, and by that we could raise more voices because helping other people and helping those students with disabilities or mental health does not require a crown or a sash. Helping by helping those students with mental health and from advocacy, those students with special disabilities is that when you help other people, that makes you a win. And I thank you.
So your second question is, as Modelo Ateneo, what can you contribute to Ateneo during this challenging time? Again, as Modelo Ateneo, what can you contribute to Ateneo during this challenging time?
Thank you for that wonderful question. Right now, I can contribute my knowledge and my skills on how to comfort other students during this pandemic because knowing that some of the students right now are not adapting this online learning system. And by that, if I would be given a chance to use this opportunity to help those students and to motivate them through social media, then that would be a good start for me to start off my advocacy and my platforms. Thank you.
Hi, Mike. Your question is, what's the first thing you would do once everything is back to normal or once the pandemic is over?
Thank you so much for the wonderful question. The first thing that I'm gonna do is to make an act from our advocacy. Even though the pandemic is done, but I'm still encouraging people to use social media or social media platforms just like TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram, and many other social media platforms to help those students with disabilities. I would like to use the advocacy just to help them, and by that, sharing awareness to help them will be a good start for those students who are still coping up with this online learning system. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mike. You did a great job.
Thank you so much, Will.
Male Modelo 5, Jerusalem in three, two, one, start.
Hi, Jared. I'll be giving you your first question. As the next Modelo Ateneo, how can you incorporate this year's theme of Together Online in promoting mental health among your fellow students? Again, as the next Modelo Ateneo, how can you incorporate this year's theme of Together Online in promoting mental health among your fellow students?
Thank you for the question. I can incorporate the theme to everyone or through social media. And I can say that I will become an example of such a theme so that everyone will have an avenue for learning, will have an avenue for themselves that we are loved and we all have different things in life. That's all. Thank you.
Your second question is, as Modelo Ateneo, what can you contribute to Ateneo during this challenging time? Again, as Modelo Ateneo, what can you contribute to Ateneo during this challenging time?
Thank you again for the question. Well, what I can contribute to Ateneo is that, of course, if I were to be crowned Modelo, I would like to, of course, carry out my advocacy, which is the hashtag Me Literate campaign, an education for media and information literacy, wherein I teach those or give sufficient learning to those who are in need of such knowledge, and especially to those indigenous people who really are unfortunate in these times now that we are in a pandemic and we are forced to have our learning in an online setting. So if I were to be crowned Modelo, I would like to carry out this advocacy and seize the light for a better future and a better Mindanao as a whole.
Hi, Jared. Your question is, what's the first thing you would do once everything is back to normal or once the pandemic is over?
Thank you again for the question. Well, if the pandemic ends, well, of course, it's to indulge myself to the limitations that I had during the pandemic. I would go out, I would be free, I would feel free. And it's a really good thing to have that today because we are confined and we, we, not, we never know what freedom is like now. And if that so happens, I hope that everyone will also achieve that blessing. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Jared. You did a great job. Modelo 6, male Modelo 6, Montserrat in 3, 2, 1, start.
Hello, I'll be giving you your first question. As the next Modelo Ateneo, how can you incorporate this year's theme of Together Online in promoting mental health among your fellow students? Again, as the next Modelo Ateneo, how can you incorporate this year's theme of Together Online in promoting mental health among your fellow students?
This online platform has been a difficult level for everyone, for us students. And because of that, I will incorporate that I will be there for everyone. I will show them that I can do that I can do everything, and that I will be their friend if they need some help. And because of that, I will help influence and encourage everyone that they are not alone, but they have a friend. That is all. Thank you.
For your next question, as Modelo Ateneo, what can you contribute to Ateneo during this challenging time? Again, as Modelo Ateneo, what can you contribute to Ateneo during this challenging time?
This pandemic has been so tough for everyone and has been so challenging for each and every one of us. As a Modelo, I will offer my hand to every struggling student, to every struggling learner out there who's facing difficulties, and I will be their friend if they need me, and I will be that one call away friend. Thank you.
Hi, is your name pronounced as Joaquin or Joaquin?
Joaquin po.
Joaquin. Hi, Joaquin. Your question is, what is the first thing you would do once everything is back to normal or once the pandemic is over?
During this pandemic, I did not just lose a friend. I lost many of them. And because after this pandemic, I will reach out to every single
of my friends that I've lost connection with. It may be tough, but I know it is possible. So after this pandemic, I will go to my friends, reconnect with them, and make a better world with them. That is all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Joaquin.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay, thank you. You did a great job. Thank you, Joaquin.
Thank you po.
Pamplona in 3, 2, 1, start.
Hi, Aaron. I'll be giving you your first question. As the next Modelo Ateneo, how can you incorporate this year's theme of Together Online in promoting mental health among your fellow students? Again, as the next Modelo Ateneo, how can you incorporate this year's theme of Together Online in promoting mental health among your fellow students?
So over the past year, this pandemic has affected and changed the lives of every single person on the planet. I refuse to let it change mine. Our physical health or mental health has never been more important, so let us not overlook either aspects of this. In an attempt to show how these two aspects of our lives go hand in hand, showcase how putting a premium on oneself is an investment for life. And I think that putting up some activities online that we already do in class, such as PE activities or things to encourage students to somewhat incorporate different activities that promote their mental health would be a good idea, such as physical activities. Because as I've said, they do go hand in hand. So that's just some of the examples which allow me to believe that physical activities are one way that we can promote mental health online or virtually.
For your second question, as Modelo Ateneo, what can you contribute to Ateneo during this challenging time? Again, as Modelo Ateneo, what can you contribute to Ateneo during this challenging time?
So as I've said previously, this pandemic has affected everyone's lives. And I personally, I do not want to let it change my own life. I believe that this is a time that we have to try as much or as hard as we can. And personally, that's one of my values in life, is to be determined, to keep striving in all that we do. And I think I can be a role model for the people or my peers who are struggling these days. Thank you.
Hi, Aaron. My question is, what is the first thing you would do once everything is back to normal or once the pandemic is over?
So one of the first things that I'd really love to do when the pandemic is over is really get back into sports and hanging out with my friends, because I think that this pandemic has really caused, in fact, all of us to really, suffer mentally as well as physically. We're all inside just, chilling, but are we really chilling? I think we're, really just suffering inside. So I think once this pandemic is over, the first thing I'm going to do is really head out with my friends, because I think that's one of the best ways to just, bring the normal back, the proper normal, the one that we used to love. And that's one of the things that makes me believe that doing things like that or getting back to bringing the spirit of what used to be is the first thing I do when this pandemic is all over. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Aaron.
Thank you, sir.
Male Modelo 8, Paris, in 3, 2, 1, start.
Hi, Miguel. I'll be giving you your first question. As the next Modelo Ateneo, how can you incorporate this year's theme of Together Online in promoting mental health among your fellow students? Again, as the next Modelo Ateneo, how can you incorporate this year's theme of Together Online in promoting mental health among your fellow students?
Thank you so much for that question. If I were to be the next Modelo, I would
use my voice to tell my fellow Athenians that we are having this crisis. We have this pandemic with us, and then we don't naturally really need to have good grades or all of the things that our parents or we want to achieve. It's just that we need to look out for ourselves and for others who are having a tough time during this pandemic. Thank you.
Your second question, as Modelo Ateneo, what can you contribute to Ateneo during this challenging time? Again, as Modelo Ateneo, what can you contribute to Ateneo during this challenging time?
Thank you so much for that question. As a Modelo Ateneo, the thing that I would contribute is to be a voice, to be someone who inspires people to do their best things or to be a better person during these times, even though they think that it's not their best. They still do their best in order to achieve the things they want to achieve in the future. Thank you.
Hi, Miguel. My question for you is, what is the first thing you would do once everything is back to normal or once the pandemic is over?
Thank you so much for that question. The first thing I would do is actually venture out into the Atenean SHS building because I have never been in there, and I just want to experience that, that feeling when you are actually in a building where you have fellow students and teachers with you, and that learning environment that I really miss. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miguel. Okay, you did a great job. Thank you, Miguel.
Thank you.
To break the ice, let us be astounded by an intermission number from the 2020 Ateneo Grand Champion, Rovelyn Marquesa of Grade 12 Aqua Viva. A virtual round of applause, please.
Mama told me not to waste my life. She said, spread your wings, my little butterfly. Don't let what they say keep you up at night. And if they give you shh, then they can walk on by. My feet can't touch the ground, and I can't hear a sound, but you just keep running up your mouth. Yeah, walk on over there, 'cause I'm too fly to care. Oh yeah, your words don't mean a thing. I'm not listening. like water of my mama told me not to waste my life. She said, spread your wings, my little butterfly. Don't let what they say keep you up at night. They can't detain you, 'cause wings are made to fly. And we don't let nobody bring us down. No matter what you say, it won't hurt me. Don't matter if I fall from the sky. 'Cause wings are made to fly. And we don't let nobody bring us down. No matter what you say, it won't hurt me. Don't matter if I fall from the sky. These wings are made to fly.
Before we crown the next male and female Modelo Ateneo, let us first witness the final walk and message of the 2019 Modelo Ateneo title holders.
Looking back at my journey in Modelo Ateneo, I really went through a lot. All the anxieties, the fear, the ending doubts, countless thoughts, everything. I almost didn't want to join, however, I knew in my heart that this is a risk I was meant to take. Upon joining, it was all the hunger for bringing victory and pride for my cluster. But I came to realize Modelo Ateneo isn't just about all of that. It was deeper. In Modelo Ateneo, I found family, connection that is much more valuable than winning. And even without the title, I knew that I already won. That's why I congratulate all the candidates, because you are already winners. And this is Gwyneth Angelica Torres, your Female Modelo Ateneo 2019.
My journey through Modelo can be summarized in 3 questions. How do I become confident? How do I become graceful? And most importantly, how do I transform myself into someone who can win? Through hard work and determination, I got my answer. In order to be confident, in order to be graceful with all your movements, and in order to become someone who is capable of winning, you must be the truest version of yourself you can be. Because through the understanding of the self, everything else follows. That's why I believe that I got something more than winning. I found myself. That is why, for all the contestants, I hope that this journey was as meaningful to you guys as it was to me. This is Javen Jaw for you, Modelo Ateneo 2019.
Now that our current Modelo Ateneo 2019 title holders are ready to pass on their crown, who do you think have risen above the challenges and fought enough to be crowned as the next male and female Modelo Ateneo? To find out, see you on February 26, 2021 at 2:30 p.m. during the Ignite awarding ceremony, only here at Adu Senior High School and Adu Senior High School Formation Facebook pages. Follow our socials for more updates. This has been Karen. See you again soon. Ad Maiorem de Gloria.